Hey everyone, okay, so today's video is a totally instructional one and hopefully you'll be able to get to grips with it, and that way you can do this to your own face. So this video came about because I received a comment on Instagram, and it was, I can't really remember it in entirety, but it basically said, I know it kills you that all the makeup artists on Instagram are so much better at highlighting the face. And it got me thinking that when we think of the word highlight, we always think shimmery products and cheeks, maybe even the bridge of the nose, that's it. But that's really not, that's highlighting the cheekbones, but highlighting is really about bringing forward features on your face, features that are either dipped in that need to be brought forward, or features that need to stand out. So I'm going to show you how to highlight your face. Now, two of the most important things you can ever learn is what your eye shape is and what your nose shape is, because contouring your nose just like this is not going to work for a huge amount of you. So the first two links in the description bar, and I've shortened the links, they're videos on how to find your eye shape and your nose shape. So highlighting, I'm going to show you the areas on my face that need highlighting. That means they need to be brought forward. So the first area I'm going to highlight is the bridge of my nose. Now this needs to be made a little bit wider than it really is. So I'm just using this as a placement. So this area needs to be a tiny bit wider than it really is. And anytime you put something light onto somewhere, it stands out. So I need to, in terms of beauty, in terms of maximizing my face, I need to highlight the bridge of my nose. Now I also need to highlight my nostrils because I have a V-shaped nose. And when you look at my nostrils, they actually look better when they're flared because it adds more structure to the face. So ideally, I would actually highlight the nostril area as well. And remember that this would be blended in, but you can see by doing that, it's widening the nostril area, giving more structure. And this is just the highlighting aspect. Now at the moment I've got some puffiness underneath this eye, which is great because now I can show you how to highlight that area to give the illusion that the puffiness is gone, or the under eye bag. So you just dip your head down so you can see the bag, and then you place the highlight shadow onto the shadow that the bag creates, not the bag, just the shadow. So there you go. That would give the illusion when looking straight on that there is no bag. Now, when you look at my face, it dips in a bit here. So really, I would need to highlight this area here and this area here. This would pull out those indentations and bringing them forward, giving them more, it would lift this area, making it look a bit more oval than it really is. Technically, I don't need to highlight any of this area in the center of my face. With a normal concealer, a shade that's similar to your foundation, I would need to cover these areas here, the outside corner of my eye, because they're discolored and they give the illusion that my eye drops down. So these are all corrective measures on the face. I actually don't need to highlight my cheekbones, but if I did, I would find the actual top of the cheekbone, and I'm just going to dot it. So that is the top of my cheekbone. So I would highlight there as well. Now, I'm getting older and my face is much thinner than it was. There is, especially this side, when I do this, a line that travels all the way down here. You would put a highlight colour in this line, and that would bring this forward, giving the illusion that there is no line or less of a line. On my face particularly, I would also need to highlight the outside corners because they're starting to turn down as I get older. As far as corrective makeup goes, highlighting, true highlighting, this is the areas on my face that need to be highlighted. You would use a shade or two that's lighter than your foundation. On areas of the face that need to be brought forward, you would blend it. But highlighting really isn't about just creating shimmery cheekbones. It's about bringing out the best of your face. And these areas on my face right now, they're the areas that would need to be brought out in order to maximize what I personally have. When you're looking at your face, what you want to look for is indentations in the face, whether it's creases. Anything that's creasing, you know, where there's a bit of skin, put a highlight there. If your outside corner of your eye is drooping, add a highlight to the outside corner to lift it up, like I've done here. Again, you're looking for areas that need to be brought forward. You may just want to emphasize your cheekbones. That's great. But the whole purpose of highlighting is to pull forward areas that we want to look better. And this is those areas. I will go into the contouring aspect of the video in another time because it's too complicated, and oftentimes contouring underneath the cheekbones, particularly on very lean faces, can make you look older than you really are. So there are other ways to go about it. But I hope you found this interesting. These are the kind of videos that I really enjoy in teaching and explaining how to do things on your face and how to bring forward and create the most beautiful you without just resorting to a really shimmery highlighter placed upon the cheekbones, because that's really not what highlighting was about. And there you go. This is the method. This is how to do it. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, and all the other stuff. And let me just say, if you've managed to stay to the end, the last video I did where I said to you, just write in the comment random thought, random whatever, and you all just, I've totally messed that up. Basically, I just said, give me some random stuff about yourself that no one else knows or that you've never said before. And people did that on my last video, and it was so glorious. And I got to read all these amazing things. So if you want to do that, just put random thought and just tell me something about yourself that is totally benign, that you wouldn't normally say otherwise. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. This looks great. Bye-bye.